И всем привет, канал MitrichPlay, и мы продолжаем проходить игру The Dark Eye Demonicon. Мы где? Торговый район. А, нам надо... Понял, да.
Warunkians, keep your city clean. All done?
Вот так вот, да? Угу. То есть все-таки у нас сохранения идут между кварталами, переходами. Буду посмотреть, буду знать. Что происходит?
Lad, today you've shown that you stand for law and order. You've also figured out which end of your sword to hold on to. I want you to be one of us, one of the guards.
As long as I don't have to wear fruit on my chest, I'm in.
Не, документы на гражданство.
It was done. His actions at the armory had secured Chiron and his family a place within the protection of Warrank's walls. Falk of Arivor would have to find another bride. Yet Chiron had no time to rejoice, for panic suddenly erupted in the streets of Warrank. In the western city, hordes of undead rose to attack the refugees. Chiron lost no time, for his family was in danger. He hurried to the refugee camp.
Так, нежить какая-то восстала. Лагерь беженцев. Окей. Нас посвятили в кого, блядь? Вряд ли это посвящение было в гражданство. Это посвящение в гвардейцы. Некромант.
Undead and demonic magic. Hang on, Calandra.
Да хорош.
You'll never get me! I'll get you!
Да не гони, нельзя так уворачиваться, блядь. В упор. Сука. На-ка. А, все, да, бой закончился. Да там некроманта ухмыляется жуткой улыбкой. Он повернут лицом прямо ко входу в палатку вашей семьи. Он направлен на вас. Люди обвиняют вас в том, что беженцам плохо относятся и убивают их. Да. К беженцам плохо относятся, это мы виноваты. Схерали. Каждый вообще-то сам за себя. Кстати, видимо, сюда.
Calandra, father, are you all right?
We're doing fine, Chiron.
This hut won't take this for long. With you here, we can try and break out.
What the hell's happened?
The attack came suddenly. We were lucky that we rescued the others.
Lucky is an understatement. Right now, they're shredding everything alive out there. The undead are coming from all directions.
Then there must be several sources, summoning circles, necromancers' work.
We need to head for the Prios Temple. It's easiest to defend.
Consecrated ground. If we're lucky, the sun god's blessing will stop the undead. Let's go.
Alone? And what about the people here? They're refugees too, just like us.
Ну, нахер они нам нужны, эти беженцы, блядь.
We no longer belong to these people.
What do you mean?
We have our citizenship. We can enter the city.
I don't have to marry him?
This is not the time. Let's go.
Да, тебе не нужно за него замуж выходить. Радуйся.
Seems the Rondrians weren't all that thorough when they liberated Warunk.
That's not getting us any further here, Chiron.
I heard from the refugees they saw a number of summoning circles on the way here.
Then there are probably several necromancers.
Those summoning circles must be destroyed.
They'll have enough reinforcements with the amount of dead lying here.
Хватит трепаться.
The undead could attack at any moment. We have to go.
I will not leave these people here. I don't want the blood of any more innocents on my hands. And not on your hands either, Chiron.
Chiron, go ahead. You hack your way through the worst of it, and we'll follow with the refugees.
From one summoning circle to the next, if I catch a necromancer, I destroy his circle and you follow. It's the tougher path, but there's less danger if we meet them head-on than in having them follow us.
Let's go.
Ну ок. Я зачищаю, вы потом мелкими перебежками идете. Ах ты ж сука.
What have you found?
A severed hand. Leftovers from the storming of the armory.
Severed body parts as a sacrifice for the invocation of a demon.
The only one who really comes into question is Thalgunitoth, archdemon of the undead.
The Dark Mother.
Stop it, both of you. Anyone naming names is playing with their soul.
As if that ever stopped you, Father.
This is something else, Calandra. You don't understand.
Don't think for a minute that you can keep fobbing me off with that old line.
Alright, let's keep moving. We still haven't caught all the necromancers.
Что-то этот папаша нам не договаривает, ясно.
Get away from my daughter, you monster!
Лицо женщины искажено от невыносимой боли, ее руки и ноги переломаны, ее выпотрошили как свинью. Даже голодный зомби сам по себе такого не сотворит. Приказ сделать это явно отдал какой-то некромант, но зачем? А какая разница? Нам еще, блядь, узнавать мотивацию его надо. Сделал и сделал. Так, надо бежать, надо бежать. Сука. Надо валить некроманта. Блять, он щит поставить успел. Ну-ка. Фриз, motherfucker! Четко.
You found something?
A piece of amber. The sacred stone of the sun god Prios.
Blackaraz. Definitely the Lord of Vengeance. He's the only one anyone would offer up a piece of amber to in order to facilitate the invocation.
You mean the sun god, Prios's nemesis? What would he have to do with summoning undead?
Maybe that explains why they were able to attack during the day without turning to dust.
The light-shunning rabble.
Don't be silly. This just doesn't fit. We'll need to find the mastermind if we want to know more. If Blackaraz is involved, someone is out for revenge. But when he starts summoning undead at the same time, he's out to divert attention from something else. Something bigger.
Oh, then it has to be a Borberadian father. With them, nothing is ever the way it seems.
Find that funny, do you? You find that funny, you silly fool?
Come, Father, calm down. We need to get going. Now, if we find him and he really is a Borberadian, you can have the finishing blow.
You are fools, children. Happy fools.
Дети что-то подозревают, папаша решил укорять их за это. Как некрасиво, а?
Another barricade. At least one summoner must still be alive.
Еще один вызывающий. Хорош. Где ты, сука? Бля, неужели тебе удобно вот так бежать, а? Ну чё ты? Так. Опа. Хорош.
What the hell's happened here?
One less necromancer, one more demonic sacrifice. An executioner's sword with a lioness coat of arms on it.
A Rondrian weapon as an offering in an undead summoning? That's strange. The war goddess's demonic opponents have nothing to do with revenants.
Right. That summoning must have been directed at some other demon than the archdemon Thargunitoth. The undead have been called independently of this summoning. Besides Rondra's nemesis Belhalha, I'd say Blackaraz, the Lord of Vengeance, would probably be a good guess. Executioner swords are often sacrificed to him.
How come you know so much about demons?
You picked these things up over the years. Chiron, weren't you in a hurry? There's still a good way to the Prios Temple.
Действительно. Любите вы потрындеть, а? Какая разница, кто кого призвал? Бог смерти или бог мести? Кто-то содрал мясо с ее с костей этого человека, а затем развесил кости как некий экспонат. Извращенец. О, рыцари, паладины.
Falk! Who would ever thought to see you here?
Sharp-tongued as ever. At least there's one way to distinguish you from the undead.
Умри, в смысле умри, зачем?
Falk, are you here to help?
The zombies didn't rise up on their own. Someone called them. We've followed that man here. The leader of the necromancers has fled to the Prios temple. He is trapped.
The house of the sun god has been desecrated.
The god of princes will not protect the lowliest. At least we know that now.
And we know where his soul will go when we've finished with it.
Да давай и мы убьем, чё за...
Protect the refugees. I'm going in.
You were very brave. In Rondra's name, I'll let you go first.
Suddenly worried about getting your fingers dirty?
No, dear Chiron. For once in your life, you too should have the chance to prove your worth. Maybe some rich citizen's daughter will hear of your courage. A cleverly arranged marriage with a little tart like that, and you could gain citizenship.
You.
Chiron! Please!
I'm going in.
Ну явно он будет нашим противником. Но в будущем. Не сейчас.
Chiron, I have been expecting you.
How do you know my name?
You won't need a name where you're going. Get ready to face the Dark Mother.
На-ка. На-ка еще. И еще. И еще. Ой, как просто, оказывается.
The villain's escape left many questions unanswered. Who summoned them? What did he want to achieve? Why did Falk, a senior Rondrian, allow Chiron to face the summoner? Instead of replying, Falk ordered the Rondrians to seal off the refugee camp and comb it in search of the summoner there, using whatever means necessary. He quartered his bride Calandra and her family in the Old Pillory, the best guest house on the square. At least now, with the approaching wedding, his thoughts seemed to focus on Calandra's welfare. At least, that was the impression he gave. Stop eavesdropping, Chiron. What is said in the next room is none of your business.
Falk is talking to his mother, probably planning his next crime, the bastard.
Enough! We all realize that you can't stand them.
Not even you like those two, Father. We could see the way you stared at Falk's mother.
You had better get used to them.
I'm not going to do it, Father. We have citizenship. We no longer need them.
You will marry Falk, and you will move with him when his church transfers him.
I go where I want, and I'll marry the man I love.
Bite your tongue, Calandra. You don't even know what you're saying.
Never, ever talk to us like that again. Otherwise you will find yourself sitting there all alone in the morning with your damn citizenship.
You're a stubborn, rebellious idiot, Chiron. Stop inciting your sister like that.
Я не подстрекал ее.
I love Chiron.
You don't know what you're saying.
Да блять. Хорош. Ну, наверное, надо вот это ответить.
And I love her.
Children, you're running to your doom.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I thought that maybe little Calandra
would give me some advice on how we can make the wedding particularly tasteful. The old Rondra temple is such an austere, dreary building, and it would be a shame if our tastes were all too different.
Certainly. She will come with you.
Father!
My dear Chiron, it is really touching to see how much you worry about your little sister. But I think she should decide for herself. Don't you, Bian Bahaladine?
I will come.
Excellent, excellent. We will host a celebration such as Warunk has never seen. Come along. And it goes without saying that the anxious brother can join us later at the temple. Fare you well, gentlemen.
А что, только мы это видели, да, что она магию применила? Ой, я не хочу с тобой базарить, иди ты нахер.
I'm going to the Rondra temple. I'm not leaving Calandra alone with that woman. At least one of us has to stand by her.
Продает свою дочь как, блядь, барашка. Что такое? Ты кто?
He's still young and a strong
People of
arm.
Warok,
In the Middle Lands,
fear
he'd still
the
have a life
demons.
ahead of him.
Renounce their temptations and defy their servants. True salvation comes solely from thundering Rondra and her 11 divine siblings. They, and they alone, lifted the heavy yoke of the necromancers from your
Young and a
shoulders.
strong arms. In the Middle Lands, he would still have a life ahead of him.
Angrosh, smile on you, lad. I was looking for you.
Did something happen?
Cartel broke into our headquarters. Kidnapped Fyodor. Well, that kicked a right large rock a-rolling. Now I'm going around warning my people. It's quite possible that you're next on Perel's wee list. We've given the cartel enough cause for revenge.
Ну да. Очевидно, мы следующая цель картеля.
Have you heard about the desecration of the Prios temple?
Yes, and I heard that you done well, lad. Too bad the Rondrians have taken over the case.
It was very strange. There were signs pointing to the Lord of Vengeance everywhere. Maybe this whole attack was just a diversion.
Sounds like the cartel. They're capable of anything.
Why would the cartel willfully desecrate a temple?
Whoever catches the villain, well, the Warunkians will celebrate him or her, and that could be useful to Perel when the balance of power shifts again.
You mean when offices are awarded again?
Pretty smart, old Perel. Forges himself a dragon, sinks it in Batanger, and then he goes off to Xorlosh as the great dragon slayer.
What?
I mean that Perel wants to swindle his way to fame, that's all, lad.
And what if it's not Perel who's behind the necromancer, but Folk of Aravor?
Well, if he manages to capture the necromancer, the Warunkians will celebrate him as a hero.
And he's probably got an eye on Yarkon's position as head of the Rondrians.
Slow down, lad. Metropolitans aren't made overnight. You'll have to kill Yakon in a duel for that. And he'd be needing a real good reason for a duel like that, lad. Otherwise, he'd have half the Church of Rondra stomping through his tunnel come morning. Outside his door, I mean. With swords, you know that?
But many Warunkians would take his side. He could command the Rondrians here, and the city walls would protect him.
At the moment, they're combing the western city. Maybe they'll even find him. And if not, we'll find him. We can do what we want now that the Rondrians are gone.
Why is the cartel willing to take such a risk for that mage?
Perel just couldn't admit that the guards had the better cards.
Better cards? You just locked Fyodor up without using his knowledge.
But we could have, the way Perel can now. Sure, I didn't treat Fyodor like a guest, but he is a heretic when all's said and done. People cannot just do and say what they want. Everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Really?
By Angrosh's beard, aye, that's the way of it.
Ну, понятно.
I'm gonna head over to the old Rondra temple. I want to pick up my sister there.
Fine, lad. Take care of yourself.
Так, старый храм Рондры. Ага. Тут-то все. Все тут. Ничего нового не появилось.
I think that's Chiron.
He's from the guard.
Так, мне же надо повыситься. Нет, не буду повышаться. Надо понять, что повысить. Хотя взлом 4, кузнец 4. Листец 4. И чуть-чуть влечения кинем. Да.
Warunkians, keep your city clean.
У тебя есть какие-нибудь задания? Нет никаких заданий у тебя. Интересно. Так. Можете руну купить. Пусть будут. Кузнец. Оружие я, наверное, даже смотреть не буду. У вас все фуфло. Так, какие-то шмотки появились. Сила дара плюс 3. Атака плюс 1, парирование плюс 1. Ну, допустим. Куда нам надо? Квестов у нас нет. Нам надо храм.
I hear that the dead have risen to eat the flesh of the living in the refugee camp.
Так, а это гостиница, да? Да хватит, вы чё, блин? Что вы меня теперь везде поджидать
I
будете?
hear that the dead have risen to eat the flesh of the living in the refugee camp.
Еба побитая.
You hit her.
My wife will be silent when I demand it.
That's enough!
Chiron, drop it.
That's right, my love. It would be a shame if my dear brother-in-law were forced to watch our wedding from the scaffold.
Man to man, Chiron will chop you into bloody little pieces.
It will be my pleasure. When the time is ripe. Men, march!
Didn't you defend yourself?
It's not as bad as it looks. His mother jumped in between us before it got ugly.
What did you do in the temple?
Wedding preparations in the temple, and some kind of test on me.
On you?
Chiron, there are more important things at the moment. Please listen to me. Fulks's mother seems to like me. A lot. I was able to ask her a great many questions, and she talked like a disciple of Nandus. Fulks struck me to stop me from asking questions. She already knows much too much, he said. And he was right.
Да ты чё? Ну, подумаешь, его мать какой-то адепт какого-то культа, и дальше что?
This test, it had something to do with our magic powers?
Fulks's mother knows something about them, I'm sure. My gift was the reason for the test. When our blood mingled, it seemed to have awoken something.
Well, this just can't be true. Father warns us for years not to mix our blood, but never tells us why. Then some masked elf comes along, and all of a sudden you somehow have to marry the man who pretends to be her son. And when our blood accidentally does mix, awakening some sort of magical powers in us, then guess which same elf has an answer?
An answer she hasn't given me. Just a lot of solemn talk about the power of blood and pain. And that right after Fulk beat me bloody. Very appropriate.
I'm gonna talk to Father. He has to stop lying to us.
As long as you don't beat him to a pulp too.
Да уж.
That woman is really strange. Did you see her pointy ears?
I don't think that she's his mother. Rather something like his master. And right now she's none too happy with her student. She called him a failure.
Because it's unworthy of a Rondrian to lose patience?
No, he must have made some mistake first. I'm not sure, but it sounded as if he endangered some kind of cover-up. After he hit me, she hissed at him. "Fool! Now it has begun anyway," she said.
Maybe it has something to do with the refugee camp, the necromancer's escape, or the fact that I defeated him.
Or our magic gifts. I don't know.
What did Fulk's mother check you for?
I think it was some kind of magic test. She wasn't much interested in my virginity at any rate.
Not much?
In the end, she said it had already begun.
And then?
Nothing more. She just smiled and talked quite excitedly about the wedding. And about freedom, power, and ecstasy. Fulk stood next to her drooling. It was disgusting.
Calandra, let's get out of here. Father has his citizenship, so he'll be fine. There is no reason to marry that pig anymore.
There are 3 reasons why I should stay here and pretend like I'm actually going to marry Fulk. Firstly, that necromancer is still running around free. He killed off half the refugee camp, and, if I understood you properly earlier, all the signs point to my groom. Secondly, Fulk's mother is the only one who can tell us anything about these strange magical gifts. I just can't believe that Father would break his silence after all these years.
And thirdly?
Thirdly, I know now that you love me, more than a man loves his sister. Even if these people kidnapped me and locked me up somewhere in the mountains, I know you would come to my rescue. So we need not fear.
I won't stand around here and wait until the wedding begins. I want to kill that invocator.
Wait, I found out something else that might help you. Fulks's mother talked a lot about the god Nandus' sons, Demon Master Borborad and Rohal the Wise.
Heresy in the old Rondra temple? Unbelievable to think that the Rondrians would tolerate such a thing.
Except for Fulk, there weren't any of them in the area when she talked about it. She mentioned a Council of the Dead, Borborad's Council of the Dead. It's supposed to be here in Moloch Mountain.
Father once spoke of it. 3 skulls containing the Demon Master's infinite knowledge, or something like that.
If I understood Fulks's mother correctly, the Council of the Dead is somewhere in Moloch Mountain. This could be our chance. If the Council of the Dead knows the answer to everything, you could ask it anything. About the undead, the necromancer, maybe the council even knows what other lies our father told us.
So back to Moloch Mountain. Oh, this could be fun.
But it's so nice that you're doing it anyway. Good luck, my hero.
Угу, ну понятно. Хотят, чтобы мы пошли опять в гору. Труп гвардейца. Это не я. Если что.
Now my brother's in jail. Just because the bloody guards wanted to have someone guilty to show.
Где вы?
Now my brother's in jail. Just because the bloody guards wanted to have someone guilty to show.
Dashing, those Rondrians. Finally someone's cracking down around here.
Так, надо что-то качнуть. Что-то надо. Или не надо.
I think that's Chiron.
Давай пока походим.
He's still young and has strong arms. In the Middle Lands, he would still have a life ahead of him.
Знание растений плюс 2 еще да вы гоните. На это мне жалко. Вообще хорошо, что нас отправляют в гору Молоха. Там столько всего пропущено было. Так, у тебя что-то есть? Загрязненный, целебный. Блин, давай мы тебе все продадим. Все, капздец. Кончилось у нее золото. Все. Так.
Those assholes in the guard slaughtered everyone who wanted to get the food from the armory and spread it around.
Those assholes in the guard want to spread it around fairly, not just throw it out into the street where the strongest just take it all for themselves.
Там, по-моему, был сундук какой-то не вскрытый. Плюс на нас могут напасть, на нас же охотится картель.
Oh, business is going well, my friend.
Удивительно, откуда у них столько бойцов. Мы уже пришили целую армию.
Don't be like that. I still need at least 2 more customers today.
What are you looking for round here? Punch in the head?
Выступив против некромантов, мы потеряли очень много достойных людей, ибо тратили силы на нежить, которую они призывали. У мертвецов был ощутимый перевес, и пока мы атаковали зомби, эти выродки спокойно забрасывали нас заклинаниями. Нет, всегда сперва атакуйте некромантов. Да, я это уже понял, спасибо.
Don't be like that. I still need at least 2 more customers today. Looking for a little fun.
Now that the guard is here, you sometimes even see people from the upper town down here.
Знаток растений? Ну нет. Ну зачем, типа, нам, по сути, растения нужны? Чтобы продать... Я даже не знаю, как делать эликсир из них. Поэтому смысл. На продажу мы и так насобираем. Меня напрягает, что мы боевку не качаем. Хотя пока волшебного молота нам хватает с легковой. Блин. Сундук. Сука. Капздец. Не качнем. Зависит от взлом замков и сноровка. А, ну правильно. А почему мне не дают дальше качнуть? Наивысший уровень? Относительно чего? Как это, блядь, может быть наивысшим уровнем? Подожди. Бля, это серьезно? Еще эти надо качать? Охренеть. Славик лошара. Еба, сколько тут очков надо на все, а? Так. Выход куда я? Куда я выйду? Никуда я не выйду. Тут закрыто. В подвале я был, что-то брал уже. Тут вроде все. Зафиксировали. В квартале картеля остались только растения. В торговом квартале ничего не осталось.
Don't be like that. I still need at least 2 more customers today.
Заткнитесь. Сундуков точно нет.
Come on, you get me and my sister together. She's already cold, though.
That shadow. And there, in the window. And there,
Смотрите.
in the bushes. Eh? Keep your eyes open.
Да заткнись ты. Выпустят нас в другие кварталы или нет?
Piss off. And no stupid looks neither.
Слева арсенал, да. Справа. Ну-ка давай в арсенал сходим. Пустят нас? Не пустят. А в квартал беженцев?
Now my brother's in jail. Just because the bloody guards wanted to have someone guilty to show.
Тоже не пустят. Ну все, нас отправляют чисто... Чисто... В гору Молоха.
What kind of demons run amok down there?
Psst! He's from the guard.
Ты мне сказал? Are you talking to me? Серию будем заканчивать. Ссылка на плейлист в описании. Подписывайся на канал, ставь лайк, оставляй несколько комментариев. Все, всем пока.